Hey, we're going to have Alex Jones on the show.
Yes.
Who's Alex Jones, Anthony? You know anything about this guy?
Well,
this guy.
If I could grab this.
Doo-doo.
Alex Jones has an XM show.
The Alex Jones Show.
Yes, on 165 Talk Radio. It's the Alex Jones Show, yes. And what he does is, as I read this, is... I
Big conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
Rogan likes him a lot. A lot of comedians like him. I don't know if he's a good guy or if he's a dick, but I know he supposedly does good radio, and he's a big conspiracy guy.
Well, was Joe Rogan around today? Did we try to get him?
He's West Coast now. He's West Coast. And we'll just see what he... My issue is I just want to actually see what he thinks about certain things.
Yeah, he's got a lot to say about all kinds of these things that are going on that people have these misconceptions about and conspiracies.
He has a film called The Obama Deception. It's a hard-hitting film that completely destroys the myth that Obama's working for the best interests of Americans. The Obama phenomenon is a hoax carefully crafted by the captains of the New World Order. He's one of those guys. He believes in the New World Order.
The Illuminati.
He's going to be on in about 10 minutes.
He's being pushed as savior in an attempt to con the Americans into accepting global slavery. We've reached a critical juncture in New World Order's plans. It's not about left or right. It's about one world government. The international banks plan to loot the people of the U.S. and turn them into slaves on a global plan.
They do.
It's not that I'm sure he's a smart guy, and I'm sure his arguments make sense. I just can never buy that stuff.
Yeah, it's...
of course, he believes 9/11 is an inside job.
I don't give...
There's a new world conspiracy in which the world leaders are looking to create one world government with ultimate power.
I don't give people that much credit.
Not at all.
If that ever happened, it would be because that's what we just turned into, you know? That whole one world power thing. And
see, conspiracy guys, well, I'll say this to him, too. Believing in a conspiracy because you think it has merit makes sense to me, but even if I don't agree with it, it makes sense. But when you believe in a conspiracy, it's almost like when you're a conspiracy guy, your agenda is the conspiracy must be proven. So it's like you will kind of ignore facts that point against it.
Or twist them around to make them fit your agenda.
Or you'll take teeny-weeny innuendos that seem like facts that strengthen your cause, and you'll hold them over overwhelming facts in the other direction.
That's been used by the 9/11 people, conspiracy guys, so much. They totally discount facts. They take these little fucking tidbits of rumor and speculation and present them as fact. And then before you know it, people are watching these movies on the internet and stuff and going, wow, that's amazing. It's like, no, it's made up. It's fake.
That's my problem. It's not what they're saying. It's the fact. It's their lack of common sense in a lot of cases, and the way they refuse to bend when it's something that goes against their... They accuse everybody else of having an agenda.
Gatekeeper.
But their agenda is that there is a conspiracy happening and nothing is going to tell them.
No matter
different.
what.
No, I don't know if this guy's like that. I don't know. I can't say he's like that. I don't know.
Well, we got a guy that listens to his show religiously.
Okay.
Rocco in New Hampshire. Rocco.
Dude, it's thermite, man. It's thermite.
What do you know on Alex Jones? You listen all the time?
Actually, Alex Jones has been around for a while. He's been around for probably about 15 years. He's a really, really good researcher. Scares the living shit out of me, though. And a lot of times you listen to him, and he's got a four-hour show or something like that, and I only catch him on my iPod. He's got podcasts that he puts out, too. But in his shows, he talks about a lot of different conspiracy theories, but he backs them up with a lot of, I'll call it interesting factoids, because really any theory just has to be proven no matter which way you twist and turn. And Jimmy, you know that more than anything,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Even a theory like the theory of relativity, it's never been proven if you think about it, but yet we live day in, day out, you know. So these theories have a lot of backing to them, and they're very interesting in a lot of
theory, yeah.
Well, Danny
It's
just
called
said.
the theory of
Danny just said.
relativity.
Danny sometimes makes really good points into the keyboard. He said that's why it's a theory.
The theory of relativity,
Right. But
not
it's right.
the fact of relativity.
He's right.
The law of relativity.
Yeah, and and you can go on and on and on, and this argument is never going to be proven in any way, shape, and form
Right.
in our lifetime. But the fact of the matter is that if you listen to him and just really think about what he's talking about, it is really interesting. And Jim, Ant, I've been listening to you guys for years too, but you've got great theories and you've got really great intelligence too. Jimmy, you're great as well.
Thank you.
Hope, you're a dick, but I love you.
Wow.
Well, that's wonderful. That's what I want on my fucking tombstone. Go fuck yourself. How's
That's
that,
right.
Rocco?
You want go fuck yourself on your tombstone?
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to have on mine. But no, seriously, you guys all have great views, and this guy's really good too. Don't attack him. Just listen to him. He's really got.
I'm not going to attack him unless he attacks us. I don't have him on to disprove his theories. Like, we don't. It was more like I hear he's an interesting guy. And if he's got a radio show that does conspiracies, to me, that's interesting. So it's not about attacking him or proving him wrong. It's not about that. I think he's probably an interesting dude.
Yeah, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I listen to all views. I mean, whether 9/11 was an inside job or not, it's fine. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Well, it'll come out eventually. But at the same time, you think about all the little things like a hole in the Pentagon, 5 feet wide or 5 meters wide, whatever it is. There's a lot of interesting stuff there, and I don't.
5 meters wide. You mean that hole that the firemen made when they broke through the wall, as opposed to the other hole that the actual plane made when it hit on an angle? So that's why it wasn't the shape of the plane like it was in the World Trade Center, and it was concrete and brickwork instead of steel. And there's absolutely evidence of engine parts and fuselage parts and plane parts
all over the place. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I see it.
It's like
That's what bothers me about conspiracy guys is like they never acknowledge facts that disprove what they're saying, regardless of how strong the facts are. And to me,
hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, okay.
Alex.
how'd that happen?
Alex?
Well, are we just connected to Alex?
Oh, are we live on air right now?
Yeah, dude.
that's
Nobody
all
even
right.
told us you were coming in.
Well,
Oh, okay. I mean, they just pointed me in here and said they're going to be ready for you in a minute, and I walked in here and sat down.
Oh, cool.
Good thing I didn't say anything embarrassing.
that's fine. I mean, if you need a couple minutes, no problem.
No, it's good
right.
to be here on the show. I've heard it many times, and I hear people talking about it all the time, so I know it's very, very influential, so it's good to be here with you.
Yeah, we were just hashing over some of the biggest conspiracies that are going on these days and over the past few years. Of course, 9/11 and the whole New World Order thing. So where do you stand on a lot of these? Are you one of these? Just it's an absolute conspiracy, a little more open-minded with these things. Where do you stand?
Well, really, I'm somebody who goes off the facts, off of what I can prove. Now, people can have disagreements about the way I interpret things, but 15 years ago when I first got on radio, I talked about the Gulf of Tonkin being staged to get us into Vietnam in 1964. And I had the San Diego newspaper clippings from the time, from research I'd done and from books I'd read. But it was only a rumor for the general public, so it was a conspiracy theory. And, of course, 5 years ago, it was declassified that the Gulf of Tonkin was staged, and they released the LBJ tapes with McNamara where they planned to stage it. And McNamara tells the president, showing who the boss was, how they were going to stage it and what he would say coming up in 2 days at the press conference. And it's LBJ at his ranch outside Austin, where I sit, and McNamara, the defense secretary, at the Pentagon. And another example is more than 10 years ago, I had declassified, hidden in plain view, government documents about terraforming or geoengineering of the globe going on. Since the mid-'90s, there's been a giant covert, hidden in plain view, weather modification going on a global scale, and it's run by the Pentagon. And now 2 years ago, at the end of the Bush administration, they began to declassify more of it, and then John P. Holdren, the White House science czar, went public in his first press conference and announced that they basically can manipulate and control the weather. It's a secret program, but he's just letting us know it's going on. They're saving us from global warming. So my point is, one man's conspiracy theory is somebody else's facts. Now, are there people saying they're blood-drinking lizards from Planet Pop-Tart that are psychically controlling our brains? Are there schizophrenics running around who, think that they're Jesus and the Pope and Mary and Joan of Arc and a Keebler elf rolled into one, and also the Lucky Charms person? Yes, but I'm somebody who just covers the facts. I can prove, and I found 9 times out of 10, truth is much stranger than fiction.
And Alex, let me just say where they can hear Alex, too. He's on XM 165 Talk Radio Saturdays. He's not on Sirius, only on XM 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern.
You're not from the school of thought that sometimes the path of least resistance is, in fact, the facts?
Well, the social engineers are able to predictively, especially with computers, but before they had idiot savants and others that were able to societally manipulate things. They call it the scientific dictatorship, the final revolution. this is what all the top globalists, even 60, 70, 80, 90 years ago, Bertrand Russell, H.G. Wells, and countless others who wrote fiction and nonfiction, who were members of the British Royal Society, they talked about understanding normal weakness, normal human behavior, and then guiding things and manipulating things through our normal instincts. And so, yes, most of what goes on is just human weakness and human